Here we go.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 2000s movies that aged extremely well.
I am Iron Man.
I am a god.
Shut up!
For this list, we'll be looking at those aughts films that achieved the impossible and stood the test of time, and or seemingly got better as time went along. If we missed your favorite 2000s classics, let us know in the comments below. Number 10, The Devil Wears Prada. Gird your loins. For this entry, we've got the fashion favorite The Devil Wears Prada. Based on Lauren Weisberger's novel, the film follows Anne Hathaway's Andy as she navigates her new job for an Anna Wintour-like figure, Meryl Streep's Miranda Priestly.
Do you know why I hired you? I always hire the same girl. Stylish, slender, of course. Worships the magazine, but so often they turn out to be, I don't know, disappointing and, stupid.
The movie was popular when it premiered, but its popularity has skyrocketed since its release.
I don't know why you don't know that, Andrew.
From rocketing some stars to fame, Emily Blunt, to bringing together real-life marriages, Stanley Tucci is now married to Emily Blunt's sister. This film proves some things never go out of style.
It's a busy day, and my personal life is hanging by a thread, that's all.
Well, join the club. That's what happens when you start doing well at work, darling.
Also, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention how wild it is that Meryl didn't win the Oscar for this.
I really did everything I could think of.
That's all.
Number 9, Jennifer's Body. Unfortunately, this cult film didn't get the respect it deserved when it first premiered in 2009. And its star, Megan Fox, certainly didn't get the respect she deserved.
I am a god.
Luckily, in recent years, we've finally seen Jennifer's Body and Megan Fox get the kudos they deserve for putting satirical queer horror at the forefront.
Are you scared?
Watching this movie back now, the implications of the film's premise, where multiple males offer up a female in order to further their careers, feels extremely poignant.
Do you know how hard it is to make it as an indie band these days? There's so many of us. And we're all so cute.
Not only that, but the movie's whip-smart satire and take on female sexuality is handled incredibly well. No wonder it was directed by a woman. It's easy to imagine how horrible it would have been if it weren't.
Thought you only murdered boys.
I go both ways.
Number 8, Mamma Mia.
Why are you here? What are you doing here?
I'm writing a travel piece.
I'm here on a spontaneous holiday.
I just dropped in to say hi.
This silly, colorful movie musical has become quite the fan favorite in the 2010s and early 2020s. But when it first came out, despite its incredible box office success, let's just say some critics certainly weren't having the time of their lives.
That's too bad.
But watching the movie back now, it's hard not to have a smile on your face. Everyone in the cast looks like they're having an incredible time. They basically got paid to hang out with their friends in Greece and sing, so no kidding. And despite some not so great singing voices, everyone seems to be giving it their all.
People have been arriving all afternoon. No one's seen you.
I'm sorry, I was around the island. I just lost track of time.
Whether or not those drunk on-set rumors are true, the spirit of ABBA does seem to have captured them all. Number 7, 13 Going on 30.
I want to be 30. 30 and flirty and thriving.
Rapid aging movies can be a hotbed for comedy. Tom Hanks in Big, Zac Efron in 17 again. But the film that has become even more near and dear to our hearts as time goes on is 13 Going on 30. The rom-com follows Jenna Rank, a 13-year-old in the 80s who wakes up one day to find herself 30, flirty, and thriving. Jennifer Garner is so good at playing up the wide-eyed bewilderment of Jenna, it makes you wonder why she didn't go for a full-fledged comedy career.
I know you're there! And my parents are totally gonna be home any minute! Ah!
But what's really aged wonderfully about this movie are its more emotional moments. If you can get through that Billy Joel Vienna scene without crying, you're a stronger person than we are.
You got your passion, you got your pride, but don't you know that only fools are satisfied?
Number 6, The Princess Diaries.
Now tell me, what kind of dancing do you do?
Dancing? Oh, just normal kind, you know, like, bounce.
You could call Meg Cabot the queen of teen fiction, so it makes perfect sense that this movie, based off her incredible book series, would be so perfect. The Princess Diaries follows Mia Thermopolis, a reserved, sort of bumbling teenager whose world is rocked when she finds out she's actually a princess.
Me? A princess? Shut up!
Beg your pardon? Shut up.
This teen comedy is a wonderful subversion of the typical girl finds out she's royalty trope. Mia's reaction to the news is less than positive, to say the least. But what makes this movie so perfect after so many years are its stellar soundtrack and all-star cast. With Anne Hathaway in her first major role and Dame Julie Andrews in her natural state as the Queen, could you expect anything less than perfection?
Perhaps we'd better get you dried off now.
Thank you.
Number 5. Shrek.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. We can stay up late, swapping manly stories, and in the morning, I'm making waffles.
When it comes to subverting fairy tales, our next entry did just that while embodying the theme of acceptance more so than any of its contemporaries. Shrek, a story about a grumpy ogre and a talking donkey who rescue a not-so-damsel in distress, is one part buddy comedy, one part romance, and one part subversion fun for the whole family.
You coming, donkey? Oh, yep, I'm right behind you.
The movie has an absolutely stacked cast full of comedy all-stars. Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, Cameron Diaz, and spawned a couple of pretty awesome sequels too. During a time where Disney ruled the fairy tale game, it was pretty awesome to see a fairy tale story from DreamWorks. That put real acceptance at the forefront and made it cool to stay true to yourself.
But I don't understand. I'm supposed to be beautiful.
But you are beautiful.
I was hoping this would be a happy ending.
Number 4. Legally Blonde. Did you even grow up in the 2000s if you don't know how to bend and snap?
Good job!
This comedy endeared Reese Witherspoon to our hearts forever and made Elle Woods a 2000s it girl. In the movie, Elle's boyfriend Warner breaks up with her before he goes to Harvard Law, claiming she's not serious enough.
It's not like I have a choice here, sweetheart.
To prove him wrong, she gets into Harvard too.
You got into Harvard Law?
What, like it's hard?
This movie has so many memorable moments and an amazing cast, but what makes it age so well is Elle's unfailing positivity and kindness. She's such an easy heroine to root for, and Witherspoon exudes sunshine and charisma in the role.
You must always have faith in people. And most importantly, you must always have faith in yourself. Congratulations, class of 2004. We did it!
Number 3. The Lord of the Rings trilogy.
So it begins.
One does not simply talk about the 2000s without talking about the Lord of the Rings trilogy. The 3 films that make up this fantasy epic are considered some of the most influential in history. And watching them back 2 decades later, it's really easy to see why.
You shall not pass!
If you're a fan of any type of fantasy at all, Game of Thrones fans, where you at? It's impossible to watch scenes like the battle at Helm's Deep or Frodo's final showdown with the ring and not see the connections. Plus, while of course some of the CGI has aged poorly, a lot of it still looks quite magnificent 20 years later.
Come on, Mr. Frodo. I can't carry it for you. But I can carry you!
Number 2. The Harry Potter franchise.
Why is it when something happens, it is always you 3?
Here, we've got another fantasy story for the ages. Both the Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter film series started in 2001, and no one could have known how huge both franchises would be.
You're a wizard, Harry.
But Harry Potter in particular had a daunting task to perform, casting the child actors who would ideally helm the series for the rest of its run. Casting is important in any film, but casting child actors is a risk. They might look the part now, but there's really no telling how they'll grow up, professionally or personally.
We've got one thing that Voldemort doesn't have.
Yeah?
Something worth fighting for.
The Harry Potter franchise really lucked out in finding its three leads, Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Rupert Grint. Watching the first movie back now, you can't help but smile at them knowing what's to come.
Holy cricket! You're Harry Potter! I'm Hermione Granger. And you are?
Ron Weasley.
Pleasure.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Last Holiday. Put Queen Latifah in more movies, please.
I'll be wanting to have one of these snowboarding lessons. Very good. Will that be all? No, it won't. I want some more of these spa services. Like maybe this algae flotation wrap and the reflexology massage.
The perks of being a wallflower. And in this moment, I swear we are infinite.
You're a wallflower. What is it? What's wrong?
I didn't think anyone noticed me.
Ratatouille. Better than a movie about a cooking rat has a right to be. School of Rock. This one's for teachers' pets everywhere.
What's up with the stiffness, man? You're looking a little robotronic. Okay, let's grease up the hinges and listen. Loosey-goosey, baby. Loosey-goosey.
Iron Man. RDJ made the MCU what it is today.
I am Iron Man.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Mean Girls. Name a 2000s movie that has produced more memes, more catchphrases. It's nearly impossible.
Glen Coco? Fall for you, Glen Coco. You go, Glen Coco.
Mean Girls was such a cultural moment, and while some of the jokes haven't necessarily aged well, as jokes are meant to do, the cultural impact and the performances have only gotten more timeless.
On October 3rd, he asked me what day it was.
It's October 3rd.
As Katie, Lindsay Lohan proves what an excellent actress she was. But the winner of this movie has to be Rachel McAdams as Regina George.
How many of you have ever felt personally victimized by Regina George?
No exaggeration, it's an award-worthy performance. The cadence, the line readings, the looks, she's on point. We'd call her fetch, but she'd probably yell at us.
That is so fetch. Gretchen, stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not going to happen.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.